of the Living podcast is always ad-free for patrons at patreon.com/NOTLP.
Oh boy, it's movie 3 of 3 in Hispanic Heritage Month, curated by Louis Fowler.
Hello, it's me.
That's Louis. Andy's here.
Hi.
Amy's here.
Yes, sir.
Kelley is tending to a sick Alise. He gave her his cold.
Doing good husband stuff.
So he's doing that. And he was doing Origins this week, so that's going to be delayed. It'll be here probably tomorrow, I think, because he's recording that on his own.
And you are Freddy.
I'm Freddy, and we're going to be covering Vacaciones de Terror Dos. It doesn't have like the clever little title after, but if it did, it would be.
It did. It had Cumpleaños Satanico or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it did.
No, Cumpleaños Diablo.
Yeah, that's right. It
Yeah.
had Cumpleaños, the
Devil's
friend
birthday.
of the devil, or something. Or no, or was it Birthday of the
Yeah.
Devil?
I would have suggested Julio's ponytail.
Oh, that would have been good too.
But we'll get there.
It's a weird one because it's not a vacation. It's just
No.
Well, it's a vacation from the devil.
They were taking a vacation from themselves.
It was
when all this happened.
vacation from not being terrorized.
That's why Pedro had the ponytail. He was
Julio!
That's so
the
racist.
actor is Pedro, right?
Is it?
I think the actor's name is Pedro. Julio. Yeah, that's right. By the schoolyard. Ponytail. Vacation from himself.
You did it, babe.
He was trying a new look, is what I was trying to get at when I got his name wrong.
That poor little pony. That rubber band was hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
It was really trying to get all that little bit of hair.
Yeah, he really looked more like Bruno Mars in the sequel than he did in the first one, for sure.
If you're just tuning in and you didn't listen to last week's show, I think it's required listening so you understand all of our thoughts and feelings about Julio, because he was also in the first
That's right.
Vacaciones de Terror.
So we'll get to that in our main attraction. I want to thank the patrons. Like I said, Origins will be coming out soon. We'll have a Topicana when Kelley gets his question to us as well. We had a great meetup. We're doing this thing called the Halloween League, which we talked about on the Patreon feed, but not here. And you have a day still. If you're interested in being part of that, Ghostface Billa on our Discord server.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you so much for doing this. He's organizing this where all the patrons are picking movies to watch. We're going to do that 31 days of Halloween thing. We're making a little calendar. And if you want to submit titles for consideration, just join the Patreon and direct message Ghostface Billa on the Discord server, and he'll add yours into the mix until we get 31 people involved. And then, of course, that means it's all said and done for the year.
And that we'll publish our list later.
For everybody.
For everyone to enjoy. I put Demon Wind on it.
We'll see if it makes it.
We shall see.
Sounds like a euphemism for a fart.
Yeah, well, for
Yeah.
real though.
It's funny that this movie...
Is it a
honestly,
farty movie?
Nobody farts in it.
It's not too different from the Vacations of Terror.
True enough.
So if you like these movies, you'll probably like Demon Wind. It's got a lot more nudity in it.
Mm-hmm.
Good nudity or bad nudity?
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to body shame people.
Is there really such a thing as bad nudity?
Yeah, Donald Trump,
Yeah?
You're not even a little bit interested?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
That'd be gross.
You know, I don't care. I don't care who it is. I am very much interested
Yes.
in their nudity.
Yeah.
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 It is the great equalizer. When you see someone nude, it takes everything, all the class stuff. I mean, all you're looking at now is manicured levels, like if their nails are clean, if their hair is combed. You have no clues as to their social status, really.
When people are nude.
If they have good scars, they probably have health insurance. If they have ugly scars, they probably don't.
We almost saw Lauren Boebert naked.
What a stupid cunt. I hate that fucking bitch.
Wow,
Honestly,
Andy.
her behavior, other than the vaping.
But I would still like to see her nude.
Same.
Yeah.
Why not? Bring it on.
Duh. Like, other than the vaping indoors, because, that was just crude. Like, it was relatable. Like, you get a little handsy in the theater. Why not? Who hasn't done that?
You giving Freddy a hand job in the movie theater?
No.
She's like,
Get a little handsy.
Alanis
But
Morissette
not that
did
I
it.
want to defend this piece of shit, because she remains a horrible piece of shit.
It's the hypocrisy of it. She would be the
Exactly.
first one to call somebody else out on these things. It's that glass house,
Another news headline
Yeah.
I want to talk about is they had to shut down portions of the Magic Kingdom in Disney World because there was a fucking bear roaming around.
Was it the one that's like blood on the saddle?
Was it from the Country Bears tambourine?
It's like, I've had my picture taken with Big Al. Like, we've all been there, but no, this was like a real one, guys. A real bear.
So they got bears, they got alligators.
Yeah.
Damn.
They will fuck you up. It's dangerous to bring your kids there.
I hope there was a bear that had like a straw hat.
And a
Real
banjo.
Florida bear, like denim cutoffs, no shirt.
We just saw a Three Little Bears short film that had live bears in it from the early days of animal cruelty in filmmaking.
It was one of those riff track shorts.
Yeah. And they were walking on their hind legs
Leave
and they had
bears
leashes
alone.
on.
But apparently the bear was caught safely, and it is on its way to the Ocala National Forest, which I think,
That's what they say, right? They're gonna,
it's a euphemism
They're
for.
gonna pull a Goodfellas on them.
Take him to a house in the suburbs. He thinks he's going to be made.
Man, Bob Iger's going to shoot that bear himself. He's like, we
made
just
bear.
can't afford more things.
Yeah, and the worst part, they shot him in the face, so it has to be a closed casket.
Yeah. It really sends a message to adorable bears
And they
everywhere.
leave it on Universal's doorstep, and it's a signal
Yeah.
that the war is on. Let's go to the mattresses.
We're coming for you, Universal. Your Harry Potter can't protect you now.
So
what
yeah,
else? Anything hot going on out
Anything
there
hot?
besides Lauren Boebert's hands?
Well,
Or hot hands? Hot
does Amy
hands?
have her graduated cylinder of
Banter?
Yeah, I need to know, Amy. When
No, I need more banter.
a little more banter. Let me see what else I can
I
pour
got
in
something.
there. Yeah.
Oh, we could the aliens from Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Is it cake?
They're so those little tiny aliens. They're so cute.
They are cute. I like people using it as a burn. Like, I noticed people replying to things like where they would normally like put somebody getting knocked out or sick burn kind of reply, and it's just that little alien laying there. I sometimes the
So
like,
the alien is the
yeah.
part that got burned.
The
or got knocked
alien
out?
is saying that you're this.
Yeah,
The- the person who's posting is saying you're
Yeah.
this little alien that can't move. That's how lame what you said was. Kind of is the essence of it, and the stream of consciousness of the internet. I knew that would eventually probably happen, but when it did, it's just beautiful how it works.
The aliens. Yes.
Okay, why now? Why did they just suddenly decide to release it?
It's not the first time, right? Isn't this old stuff?
I think something similar has been debunked in the past. I
Yeah.
haven't really read all this stuff, but it's pretty much a hoax. But like the thing is, I never considered alien life being that tiny.
Yeah.
Now think about all the Star Trek we've watched.
Excuse me, the movie Men in Black.
Yeah.
There's a little alien.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or was it
Right.
Meet Dave where they had all the little people inside of the big? Wasn't it a big robot body that he was operating? Was
Well,
that?
I'm sure it was.
Or am I thinking of that movie with Eddie Murphy? Was that Meet Dave?
Norbert?
I don't know what you're talking
where
about.
he's a bunch of little aliens that are operating.
that was the movie, but Men in Black was far more.
Accurate?
Yeah.
It was far more accurate.
Yeah.
Is that the word you're looking for? Accurate?
Close to
I mean,
the
it's
truth.
true to Lewis's experience.
No, but
Well, how big did you think aliens were?
Well, here's the deal. Like, Star Trek informs all of my thoughts about space, and I'm thinking they've had like fucking energy beings.
Yeah.
They've had fucking insect beings, but I don't remember super teeny tiny.
They had
beings.
Clint Howard that time.
Freddie.
They've never had tiny
was
aliens
pretty
on Star
small.
Trek?
Not Mexico aliens small.
but like
that I can
shorter
think
aliens.
of. Am I missing anything? yeah, tiny.
Are you going to start
Fraggy or
using, like,
tiny.
you know how people use bread box? Is it bigger than a...
Yeah.
And now it's going to be, is it bigger than a Mexican
Trek.
alien?
Oh, it'd be cute if their
A little
little
Mexican alien.
It'd be cute if their spaceship was a little bread box.
Aw, that is cute. And they eat bread and they love bread. And it turns out
That's why they came to Earth in search of bread.
they're the origin story for the Keebler elves. It's like it got bastardized and eventually they became the Keebler elves. They're like, no, it was bread originally. It wasn't cookies. You got to know your history.
The aliens are fucking cute, though. And honestly, if they were real, that would be fine because they're not intimidating.
What if they had bad attitudes?
Well, I mean, what if?
Yeah.
What if their pod door closes and the strings of Born to Be Mad comes on?
So they're like white trash tourists.
Oh my lord!
I'm 30 inches tall.
They had little T-shirts that said "The bitch fell off."
Aww.
Little motorcycles.
Yeah.
Like Stuart Little, the mouse.
I would be into that. I
Did
like that.
Yeah. Stuart Little.
Everybody assumes that the aliens that we'll meet will be sophisticated in some way, but it's like,
What if they're rednecks?
why? I mean, we're not.
That'd be
We've
great.
been to the moon.
What if they're shooting up cases of Bud Light, like with little automatic laser pistols?
No, they boycotted Bud Light.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're blowing it up.
Because they're transphobes, because they're
Yeah.
not sophisticated.
They're like, traditional marriage is between a gleep and a glorp, no more than 4 gleezers. Pew, pew. Suck on that, Bud Light. Cans are too big to hold anyway. Their little hands.
So they're like double fisting it like Donald Trump when drinking water.
They have to hold it like when they have a little straw they put in there to drink their Bud Lights.
Beer through a straw.
Yeah, well, they're aliens. They're a little odd. They're a little different. Amy, how you feeling? Yep.
well, no,
Deadstream.
Yes.
We finally saw Deadstream. Andy had reviewed it for the show a while ago. Have you seen this, Louis?
No.
It's a found footage, so I don't think you're gonna like it.
You might like
so
it because
good,
the
though.
performance is so good, though. Because it's found footage, but it's also not because the performance is large and broad, comically kind of broad. So you might like
Who
it.
is it?
It's nobody I knew.
Yeah.
He did a segment for VHS, one of the VHS movies,
Yeah,
the last one that came out. It was it was a really good one too.
yeah.
like I
It's
laughed
fun.
my ass off, and it was spooky. Big recommend.
Yeah, same. It's something I'll probably revisit. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it so much, but I was thinking about it because you were talking about the aliens.
Aliens, man.
And remember, we were watching it, and I said, if this guy survives this movie, the first one, I was like, I would watch a sequel of this guy going to Area 51 because I think he's just fun. To me, he tickled me, man. He tickled me like a baby.
He's an adorable little man too.
Yeah, he's great.
He's like a kind of a Henry Zabrowski type. If you know.
Can't say that.
Why?
Last podcast on the left, didn't they get canceled?
No,
Or
there's
just one of
something
them.
going on over there, though. We don't know anything, really.
Henry didn't do anything wrong that I know of, and I don't know that anybody did anything wrong.
We don't know yet.
But
the full story.
I was just saying that he reminded me of him, that he gave that energy, so that was like, it was already a star. But
I'm just guest hosting, so I can make fun of this guy. Mm-hmm. And you can't say anything about it.
oh no, I don't know anything. Whatever's going on with Last Podcast on the Left, I'm a fan, but I don't know what's going on, and I don't want to believe bad things about people you think are good, but I don't know.
I also don't want to
don't
say
know
anything
anything,
that I
I
don't
don't
know
know
is
anything.
necessarily
No.
true yet.
But I know that Deadstream's a good movie.
Deadstream is fun.
I also know that the movie Blades is not a good
Blade?
movie. Blades.
That's a sequel to Blade.
Multiple
No.
blades.
This movie's from the 80s. It's about a sentient lawnmower that kills people
Oh
on a
yeah, I've
golf
seen
course.
that one, yeah.
It is Jaws beat for beat. I mean, they don't miss. Like beat for beat,
Well, I
they've got
believe-
their
I
own
believe
version.
it. I believe that's by the guys that did Mystery Science Theater.
Oh, you're thinking of Blood Hook.
Is that it?
Yeah, they're very similar in tone. Like this one is not as I don't think is as good as Bloodhook, but
No, it's
like,
atrocious.
So how does it how does it become sentient? Is it possessed by a serial killer or something?
There's no
they never
explanation.
explain it. It's more like a force of nature. It's Jaws. It's literally
Jaws.
except it's a golf course instead of the beach. And instead of the orca being a boat, it's a van.
It's a van.
Does the little boy get chewed up?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Well,
there's the slap scene.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. The Kittner boy.
Wait, is there a Quint that hunts them?
Yes.
Yeah.
His name is like he gets arrested, then they break him out so he can help. Oh yeah, there's a Quint
Is
It's
it,
so bad.
I'm the only one that can hunt this lawnmower down.
because it killed his father.
Yeah. The lawnmower
That's
killed
his
dad.
Indianapolis, his USS Indianapolis story. It's the lawnmower killed his father.
It would. Why do they have? Do they keep the golf course open?
Of course, because they're having a tournament and it's this big
And
charity tournament.
If it happened in Jaws,
it happened in this movie.
it happened in this movie, except for the sweet scene between Sheriff Brody and his son at the dining room table. Did they do that? I don't remember that happening.
Oh, I don't know.
Where the kids like mocking everything Roy Scheider does and just duplicating. They should have recreated that.
Yeah, I don't
and then
remember.
it would have won me
It's
over.
like between Caddyshack and Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the perfect analogy there.
But like not even a scotch as much fun.
If you took the comedy out of Caddyshack and all the horror out of Jaws,
How fast is this lawnmower? Because I feel I cannot run a
Oh,
lawnmower.
but see, that's the thing. It just frightens people into freezing.
yeah, you're like,
You know, I almost respect it. I almost love it. The movie because of how just
if you had the right crowd, it would be fun because
it's creative in the way they tried to recreate Jaws with this dumbass but everybody's terrible in the movie too. And so what are you gonna do?
It's very low rent. Was that one Troma bought too?
I think so. Yeah.
Because they also bought Bloodhook.
Yeah.
It's like those two belong in
Yeah.
like a double DVD package together
That you light on fire.
that you light on fire.
But honestly, I kind of respect.
Yeah,
like,
they're kind of fun.
I don't know. There's something wrong with me because all I want is trash. I just don't even like Deadstream. I was like, no, don't make me watch something that might be like good,
you are what you watch.
and that's the truth.
Yeah,
You're not trash. You're a nice lady.
I think the beauty
Thanks.
when you reach the point when you realize that all movies are trash, then you really start to love movies. I think because really, there's some shit out there, and I'll talk about this when we get to the roulette. That is at once great and also really melodramatic garbage as well, but wonderful. You know, there's no shame in that shit.
Right.
It's called drama for a reason, baby.
Speaking of shame, shit, drama, it's time for Sports Corner. That's the Bengals, like they're a tiger. Fucking shit. All right, now I'm done.
Okay, cool. You ready for
That was my reaction to that fucking game. Fucking shit.
Well, thankfully, me and Freddie and Kelley and Alise went to see Lord of the Rings again
Yeah, we saw that. We watched the extended cut.
in the theater.
Who fell asleep? Did you fall
Freddie
asleep?
I fell asleep. Yeah, the music is so goddamn soothing that the third act, I'm just like, I just was like completely losing it. And I know I must. Did you wake me up because I was snoring?
No, because I want you to see the end.
Oh, okay. I thought I was snoring. But yeah, I kind of came to when they were getting all their weapons, and then I was
came
just
to.
really struggling.
Freddie was playing the character of a hobbit
Yeah, after second
11
breakfast
Ds.
or yeah, 11
after
Ds.
a big pint.
Yeah, I had a brace of conies.
Well, I stayed home and scared the dogs by screaming at the television.
Yeah.
But it's fine because you know what? It's only week 2.
Yeah.
Just keep saying that every week.
All right.
Who day?
We'll be right back with broken hearts after this. We'll try to
Yeah?
be better people.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
That was a pretty smooth stall there, wasn't it?
Oh, you did so good.
I know. I'm awesome. I feel like I really won Russian Roulette because I got to watch Black Demon, this movie that Lewis recommended. I love it when I get to see a good movie for roulette, and this one I feel like was pretty solid. Above and beyond actually a lot of what you get thematically from a shark movie. They're usually like strictly spectacle and very little substance, but this brings in like mythology and eco messaging and messaging about native peoples and, you know, how big corporations are ruining all these lands that really don't even belong to them to begin with. But it's on top of all that, it's also great melodramatic. Like I was saying, it's really, there are moments in this that if you like melodrama, you're probably going to you're either going to laugh a little or you're going to feel a lot. It depends on where you are on the barometer, how often you watch this sort of thing. But like it has moments that you kind of expect in kind of cheesier movies. You
expect Susan Lucci to come wandering into the scene?
Yeah, but
that's a soap opera joke.
You have these actors who I think are really on top of their game. Josh Lucas is almost doing like kind of a Nicolas Cage, not his style necessarily, but in that vein of he's doing something that is unique, that is maybe not what you expect, and at times comes off as almost like threatening and sinister, maybe when it wasn't intended to be, but I don't think you're supposed to really have a beat on him.
We last year we did that last Purge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like that. It's like you think he's this one guy, then he turned out to be some other guy. I thought he was really, really good at that.
Yeah, I think he's a really interesting actor. I love that he has that lead, and I know he's on Yellowstone now too. But he has I think he's always been considered like a leading man type.
I don't think he is, because he's bland that way.
You don't think they've tried to make him a leading man?
No, I think they have, and I'm saying that was the wrong tack to take.
And that's what I'm saying is like that's what I like about this is you think he's going to be a leading man in this, and in a lot of ways he fills that role.
I feel like the way Netflix, the way movies were on Netflix, I feel like now it's Hulu movies. You know, it's straight to video, and I feel like he's really in that market of good straight to video movies.
Yeah, and he brings, I think he elevates what they're doing, but not just him, but like is it Fernanda Urahola who plays his wife? She's great, and she plays the character Inez, and she's a good balance. You kind of get like she's left her community behind and started a family with this oil man. That's Josh Lucas's character Paul, who works for the big Nixon oil company that's destroying this area with their oil spill.
Nixon?
Yeah, instead of Exxon.
A little on the nose. Nixon was a bad person.
And, it works two ways. But that's also the tone of the movie. It is very they ham it up to like a pro can ham it up, where they don't look necessarily silly doing it, but if you're into larger than life kind of over the top scene work, there's a lot of that in this, and you don't really, most people phone it in with these shark movies. I think like they don't feel like they really have to have a lot of human drama, but what works in this is the fight scenes between him and his wife as things are escalating. They shoot them from like low angles with shaky cameras. You feel like you're in the middle of a real honest to goodness awkward couple fighting kind of thing, which really, you don't know if you really even like Paul at any given point in the movie, but that's on purpose. I do think that it's really well handled. Like, and I won't spoil it by saying, you know, whether or not this character, you know, turns around, how you're going to feel about it. But when they do get to this oil rig, which the whole family has come down to this town in Mexico because the dad is supposed to go investigate this rig, he goes out to the rig. And meanwhile, as the family's exploring this town, it's not the town that they expected when this oil company first came. It's run down. It's really kind of what Jaws 2 was going to be, where Amity was like boarded up until they changed all that. So I don't know if the screenwriter maybe was like, oh, that's an idea we could build on and kind of just move it, geographically here. And I think it works great. The town it feels like the town is cursed. It feels like an old school, like old Hollywood cursed town, which again is that melodrama thing where there are these characters in the street that are kind of sketchy and feel intimidating when really it's just they're people who have had their lives destroyed, and that's why they're just kind of hanging around in the street all day. Is like they don't have work because all the fish are dead, and even the oil workers who were out there, who knows what's happened to all of them. They know something bad happened out there. So he goes out to the oil rig by himself while the family's left in town, and the family runs into some trouble in town. And meanwhile, he realizes that everyone at the oil rig except for a couple of workers they're dead. And the big thing is they're like, there's a monster in the water, and basically it's there because because of your company.
How's the fucking shark?
The shark's disappointing, special effects wise, but then again, like it was forgivable in my book because the rest of the movie is so strong. I'm actually surprised. I think it's underrated. It's only got 3.7 on IMDb, but it's got great mood, storytelling, builds really well. It's real gory. I already said it's like melodramatic, but not tongue in cheek, because it's kind of earnest. And it does take some more serious turns throughout that kind of balance that out. I would also say that some of the underwater sequences, even though I think they leaned into the fact that they knew it wasn't going to be super realistic effects wise, and they made it kind of dreamy, which I think was a really smart choice. But I'm in the minority. Like I said, IMDb did not love this movie.
I like this movie quite a bit, but also I really like this director. It's Adrian Grunberg, and he did a great movie called Get the Gringo. It's Mel Gibson, but it takes place in a Mexican prison, which is like a colony, and he did Rambo Last Blood.
I really like that too.
And they're not heights of art, but they're really good movies. And I for all of it's for whatever you take on. I really like this movie. I really thought it was pretty good.
I'm with you 100%. I don't get the low ratings. I think it might also just be if you have to have that taste for the thing that is not the super refined what you're seeing more from studios. They're toning things down so much that sometimes they're overstepping and forgetting to entertain people. Where this movie's like, yeah, maybe we don't have a huge effects budget, but we have really great actors, and we're going to give them a lot to do, and we're going to have a lot of things happening, and we're going to like move the camera in interesting ways and put it in interesting places. And I really enjoyed the fuck out of it. Pardon my French.
You caught me watching Sharktopus versus Terracuda.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
What's the Terracuda?
It's a pterodactyl and a barracuda mixed together.
Not going to ask how that happened.
You don't want to know.
Sexually.
Well, no, it was engineered. It's a bioweapon.
Okay.
Sexual engineering.
That too. So, I also saw a shark movie.
Yeah. I don't think yours was as good.
No. But you were talking about the effects were disappointing. And I'm like, there are how many Sharknadoes?
Right.
Sharktopus versus Terracuda exists.
Yeah. Well, these weren't bad. Also, I wouldn't say the effects were bad. They just weren't as good as the rest of the movie.
Right.
I think those type of movies, they know that those effects are bad and they're deliberately bad.
You mean like Shark to Terra? Terra.
Terracuda.
If you really want a bad shark movie. I saw this, watched this movie called Shark Exorcist. It's literally about a demonically possessed shark, like in like a swimming pool. But it's not. It's way. It's not very good.
Oh,
So I think you guys should watch Shark Exorcist.
have you seen the trailer for Sharks of the Corn, where it's like Children of the Corn but with sharks?
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm sorry.
Was there an
People need to
Amityville Shark
stop.
movie?
I think so. Yes, I think it's
Yeah.
called Amityville Shark Movie.
People need to stop this stuff. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Lewis, can I ask, is there a moment in the movie where like the shark does the 360 head turn and it spews out like the pea soup?
No, but he did masturbate with a crucifix.
Oh my gosh.
sharks, the scourge of the deep. They must be
Disgusting.
stopped. All right.
right.
What do we got next, Amy?
All right, thank you, Freddie, for your review. Next week on Shudder, it's called Elevator Game.
Oh yeah, I was looking at this one. Looks good.
Based on the online phenomenon of the same name, Elevator Game follows socially awkward teenager Ryan, who ingratiates himself into a group of recent high school graduates that run an online web series debunking urban legends.
What's the internet phenomenon of elevator game?
Don't know. Here we go.
We're gonna find out.
But Ryan has a secret. His sister disappeared months earlier, and he believes they and a dangerous online challenge called the Elevator Game were responsible.
I
Play
hope-
the
Oh, it's
game.
made up. I thought it was
Yeah.
real.
To play the game, you must ride the elevator in a specific sequence, invoking a supernatural creature called the Fifth Floor Woman.
I was like, I'm just so out of touch with the user doing now.
Blah, 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 blah. Terror is unleashed. Okay.
I hope it turns out the brother ate her, and that's the twist at the end. There's no elevator game. He's like, I ate her.
You have 5 minutes
Lewis?
to eat your sister.
Oh, I miss.
That's a
elevator.
elevator reference.
Lewis, do you want to participate in this roulette?
I cannot.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it later.
All right, here we go. Here it comes. Boop. She can
I
do
did
it.
it.
She can do it.
It was hard to get it to acknowledge my finger.
All right. Looks like I'm playing the elevator game.
Elevator game. You can do it.
Congratulations,
You're going to
Andy.
win.
Did you hear that one person barking for you out there?
Ooh. Arsenio Hall.
I'm excited for you, Andy. You must let me know if you enjoy it. You must.
Turn out lights, it's the main attraction.
This week's main attraction is from 1991. Just 3 short years after Vacaciones de Terror Uno. We get Vacaciones de Terror Dos. And we get back a returning character. Not only do we get the evil possessed doll returns,
It had a glow up.
It really did.
it had a bloat up too. It was like they switched from like the little doll
I think they literally painted a Cabbage Patch doll white.
and then put a little person in
Yeah.
it. And like it's like it's a person in suit.
I think it was a puppet.
Part of that was a person in a suit
Ah,
for
right.
sure.
Anyway,
I'm telling you what. I like this more than the first one personally.
this was
That's
a
what- it
big
made-
improvement.
I'd
for
like
me.
this first one better after watching this one.
I knew he was. Did I not say?
That's exactly what Amy thought you would say.
I thought
That
you
is
and
weird.
Kelley would be like, nope, they're gonna switch. Say no, they like the first
Because
one. now.
like I feel like the first one had more personality.
You
Whereas,
didn't like the first one.
well, it's retroactively liking it
By comparison.
Yes, but this one I felt it was like the director's like, hey, I learned some movie tricks, and that's what I'm going to show.
Oh yeah,
And that's what most of the movie was.
yeah.
I
I
like
like a
that.
spectacle.
Yeah.
I feel like it was I feel like it was totally different movie.
Yeah.
I felt like the first one was a standard haunted house movie, and this one seemed like it was the gate or something
Yeah.
with a with a little troll or whatever that was.
She was a witch. She was like and I like that underneath the doll. And by the way, this is Pedro Galindo III returning to direct and write. And And then Pedro Fernandez, who plays Julio, is back. Otherwise, you've got an all-new cast from what I could tell. And one of those being a pop star who I was not familiar with, and they cut her musical number out of the version of this we watched.
Wow.
Which one did you watch?
On YouTube.
Yeah, she did a song on the one I watched on
then
YouTube.
we watched a different one.
Okay. It was a catchy little tune.
Tatiana.
Yeah, Tatiana played Myra Mondragon. Am I pronouncing that right? Mondragon?
Yeah.
And what was the song like, Andy, since I didn't see
it was like a pop song, and she kept repeating Chico Chico. It gave me like Gloria Trevi vibes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It was sad
It was
because
fun.
when we watched it, okay, like the setup is the dad runs this
Her dad.
her dad, the dad of her, and also her little sister,
The dad of her.
that's
Tanya.
That's another recurring theme: old men with young children.
Yeah.
I said that same thing.
So it's his daughter, little daughter, Tanya's 7th birthday, and the older sister is going to perform. And in the version, they're doing it at the studio he owns in what looks like it looks like a movie studio of what you would expect from like the Three Amigos, the little town square. It has that kind of vibe, only even a little more like facade-y, there's like, at first I didn't realize it was a movie studio. I was like, this looks like a movie studio.
Because again, we didn't have subtitles or
Did
dubbing.
you try to do the Google Translate again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helped a little. But he throws the party for her there. It's her 7th birthday party. He gives her 7 silver coins and brings the sister on to perform. And she comes up, and then literally the video cuts to her getting off the stage and everybody applauding. And it's really weird.
It was deserved because she was great.
Yeah.
Damn, we'll have to find it.
Yeah, we should.
Beware, there's multiple versions on YouTube, and one doesn't give you that.
But in the beginning, though, it's with Pedro. He's I guess he's a flea market or something.
Yeah.
Or like an antique store or something?
Yeah, it was like an antique mall.
And then the doll is there from the first movie, but then the doll morphs into a ogre.
Yeah.
Well, I love the daughter gets it, right, as a gift, I guess.
Tatiana, or
Tanya, the 7-year-old,
Yes.
gets it, and Julio notices her leaving with it in the car, and that's how he comes into their lives.
Yeah.
He tracks it to the studio.
But first, he runs into another man who's breaking his vases and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he gets run over by a car.
I forgot about that entirely.
Didn't he cut himself in the store or something? Don't you remember that part?
Right.
Yeah. This is where I needed some explanation. Some subtitles would have helped.
Do you think there are other
of who this guy was?
I'm very much out the loop because I had no idea what's going on there.
And the guy gave him those little those
they were like little
the good
clay,
coins,
like
that counteracted the witch
symbols that would counteract the witch's spells and explode.
It's very much like the first movie where the amulets kind of repelled.
These are the amulets.
Switch it out.
But I was just wondering who this person was.
It's like curious goods. Yeah. It's like the Mexican curious goods, and those are all cursed items. That's my theory. I'm just throwing it out there.
Is he doing a whole Friday the 13th series?
I bet.
And Julio is the like Roby.
He's Roby.
He's Roby, like
Roby.
for sure. He's not Ryan. Okay. Yes. So then Julio is hanging out by the schoolyard with his family. What happened with what did the fucking doll eat? Was that cake?
I don't know if it's cake or plaster.
No, it ate like a little witch doll.
It was an alien.
Yeah.
It ate another doll, or was it cake?
I assume it's like marzipan or something.
Then it exploded into his
dripping wet,
something like that. Yeah,
something oily.
I know what happened. It's because the little girl, cut her hand, and it dripped on the witch.
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And then the doll ate the witch covered in blood, and that's when she evolved into the ghoul thing with the pumpkin
Tall,
head.
dripping, gross ghoul thing.
I would say those were good
By the way,
effects.
Yeah.
The monster also had a tail.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if it was a dragon or Shrek.
Well, didn't the tail also have a couple of little suction cups in it, like a squid's tentacle?
It was a weird thing.
It was strange. It was kind of fun that they did throw everything at it. It looked like, and I love that at the Halloween party, they're using those old Halloween, like cardboard posable decorations.
Yeah.
That the creature they create is kind of what you would expect one of those drawings to come to life.
I was going to say, like, when the witch transitioned from the doll into the ghoul thing, that doll was real creepy.
Oh, when
the way it moved.
It was
and,
undulating as it was like getting bigger and like the ghoul thing ripping out of it. They did a really good job with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. It was good and slimy and gross.
It was nasty as fuck.
Not a great movie.
No, then they're just basically trying to kill it and run away from it. But it wasn't as monotonous as the first one.
There
so
were
I
more. It
appreciate
was more. It was cut a little more economically than the first one. Like even when they were doing kind of clever stuff, like in the first movie, the car thing was really clever, but they let it cut the switching back and forth. I think too much.
They kept showing Julio's shocked face.
Yeah, they still haven't perfected it.
That was a callback to the first one, where it was just a bunch of reaction shots.
But they did. I feel like when they did more clever stuff in this one, they were less precious about cutting frames out of it. You know what I mean? Like it was a little more fast paced.
It was tighter.
It was tighter.
I thought it was more colorful. I think
Definitely.
I just was getting stuck on the rules of the disc things that sometimes would explode and sometimes don't. Why do they explode?
I think they only have.
Is there a point to explode?
See, that's the point. Like there was no story. It was just a reason to showcase what the effects they could do. Because it was just very episodic, like, oh, the witch is throwing these fireballs now. The witch is cracking open the earth and somebody's falling in. The witch is like making people float. It was just an excuse to show what he could do.
I remember
for effects.
A few have when they have like the guy gets in the water.
Yeah,
and like it goes to a model of him water, and then there's another one of
the
girl
little models. Yeah, they're like the little Play-Doh models.
There was something about that sequence, Louis, that felt so unreal and disjointed that it freaked me out
Which
for a
one,
second.
The end with the water?
Where the water's rising to cover him, but they inverted.
Julio?
Yeah, they inverted it. It's after Maya falls down the well, right? Or is Chuck,
he falls
Chuck down the well?
Oh, did he fall down the well?
No, she did. She fell down. No, I don't know if it was a well. She fell into a hole in the ground and
Somebody's
disappeared.
in a well.
No, because the earth cracked open.
And she got turned into a cake topper too. We skipped over that.
This is where I was confused about what this witch could do, what the rules are.
What that witch do?
This movie is in another language, and it is weird, and it can't be helped.
Well, I feel like
I loved it though.
I feel like really isn't our place to have. I feel like their rules are different than our rules for movies.
Right. Well, sure.
So,
yeah.
That's a quote from Bram Stoker's Dracula as well, Louis.
And I would if I had the language skills to understand it, I would understand the mythology.
Right.
Because I don't. I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? But that's just because I don't get it. Because I
take it with a grain of salt with most foreign films.
True. Yeah.
Now if some movie, shot in Arizona, I would be very, I would be more, I would take it down a notch.
Right.
But for a foreign film, I give it much leeway.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I feel like this movie, I gave it all the leeway I could, because I really did not know what was. I liked it. First of all, but really, I knew nothing was going on the whole time.
Yeah, you didn't need to. It was entertaining anyway.
I thought it was colorful. It had spectacle. I love a sequel that amps it up a little.
The spinning room on whatever tiny budget they had.
Right. Yeah.
To do the spinning room trick.
All the effects were impressive, and I felt like kind of dangerous too.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I thought for sure someone's going to fall right through the wall.
Yeah, that's what I kind of liked about it too. Like
when they were doing the fireballs.
Yeah.
The flaming fireballs. That's when I could know is something that was going on to the actor, because that was pretty intense.
Yeah, and the same thing with the car scene. I thought that looked dangerous.
Yeah.
This is what I liked about it. Like it's just filmmakers trying their best to make the most of what they have.
They're like, more. I'm kind of into it.
It was clearly like
it charmed me.
Lovingly made too.
Yeah, and I'm
a lot of
like that water effect that Louis was talking about. That was pretty cool. That way it was like they inverted it where the water's coming down on the guy.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
It was that.
It was very almost like Nightmare on Elm Street-ish.
Yeah. Surreal, super surreal.
I enjoyed the characters in this one more. Julio, no notes, he's perfect. But I thought this family was less obnoxious.
Oh, I like this family more
too.
We're going to judge whole families against one another now. It's like the Family Feud. What if the Family Feud, the two families from the Vacations of Terror movies,
were more fun for me?
Well, that's because the other characters in the other movie are all children.
They weren't drips like those fucking kids in the other movie.
You're saying it'd be unfair to pit them against each other on the Family Feud?
Exactly. You can't pit Tanya against like 2-3 little children.
Do you think one of the prompts would be like things you find in a well? And it'd be like number one answer:
dolls.
Evil dolls. Yeah.
Also, I really liked Pedro's costume.
Oh yeah, his new look.
The black leather and everything.
Yeah, he was like Van Helsing or something.
I was thinking he reminded me of who was the pitcher that always wore the trench coats? Was that Randy Johnson?
Jack Johnson?
I can't remember, but he reminded me of there's a baseball player who dressed like Julio did in this movie.
The setting at a Halloween party is like catnip for me. So just, any movie that wants me to like it.
I was impressed by that
cake. Put some Halloween in it.
I was impressed by that cake. It had actual electronics in it.
That's what I was trying to understand. So like
it was like a haunted house almost.
Yeah.
It was like, what's that show where they do that elaborate shit?
Cake Wars, or is that it?
Yeah, like Halloween Wars is right now.
Halloween Wars, yeah, where it's like, it's really all Rice Krispie treat in like fondant, which is like nobody wants to eat it, but it looks cool.
What would you consider the Iwo Jima of the Cake Wars? Anybody?
No.
Nobody?
Have you seen on Saturday Night Live? It's like Cake Wars, and the cakes are like totally terrible.
Yes, where it's supposed to be like they're great bakers and they can do this, and then they reveal it and it's all shit. They'll panic.
Yeah.
You know what? That shouldn't be funny because you already have like nailed it and all that, but that sketch was still funny.
Right.
It made it despite the reality of nailed it. The fantasy of SNL still came out on top.
Oh, good.
with its diarrhea squirting. Wasn't one of them like sick? Like one of the cakes was sick somehow. Yeah.
I think it was like vomiting or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I want cake.
Oh God, I'd kill for some cake.
I kind of recommend this movie if you're okay with, if you know Spanish, or if you don't and you're okay with just kind of winging it.
No, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Just from like a gonzo filmmaking perspective.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to watch the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I don't recommend
Unless
the
you
first
want
one, but I
more
do this
Julio.
one. Yeah.
Which, I mean, same, but
I like the idea of Julio just going from family to family, helping them out with
yes.
Yeah.
first dolls.
He's like a goddamn
Yeah.
angel on this earth.
What's he doing these days?
I know that they're doing a new version of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, whoever
Galindo the
they
Fifth.
are,
They.
They, Amy, they.
but I believe it's, they're doing another one either for this year or next year.
I'll be in.
So I would like to find out what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong.
I'd be really curious because I know that Pedro Fernandez has had a very successful career since
Oh my
this
God, bring
movie.
Julio back.
So, like, I wonder what he could bring to the table now if they brought that actor back. I know this is like, people are going to be like, you're talking about this like it's a major horror franchise. It's not. It's a very small couple of films, but it has like kind of a weird potential. It could go some really interesting places.
Well, I mean, as far as Mexican films, there was a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there was more than these two?
No,
But
but
that-
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
yeah,
They recognized
And,
it was possible.
right. So I would like to see, I would like to see it done with, I feel it could be done better and with more edits,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, I would worry, that they would be tempted to make it look like the Annabelle universe or whatever because that is so tried and true moneymaker. But the charm of this, I think, is if they brought it back, you would need to go very practical.
This
with it.
one, like it's fun and colorful. Like
Yeah.
like the Annabelle universe is like dark and dreary. This
Right.
this franchise has their own like signatures,
Right.
That they need to like bring. They shouldn't try to be like other movies.
They need to double down on
Yeah.
all the weird stuff they've already
Yeah.
done and just lean into that.
But you
Just
need
hire Bruno Mars.
you need Julio
Yeah.
though.
you could have him play his son.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Like you need just him going on like like a Poirot type character.
Yeah.
where he's just going from this,
Foiling.
adventure to adventure.
Well, I want the little witch to just come back, and she could wreak havoc in other ways, more interesting each film. Like, oh yeah, maybe I ruined a kid's birthday party this time. Next time, I'm going to ruin a festival full of hippies in the desert. And Julio's like, I'm here to rescue you ungrateful, dirty hippies from your music festival because there's an evil witch here.
And his ponytail would just get longer and longer throughout
Yeah.
each movie.
And Reggie Bannister from Phantasm would show up as his sidekick.
With his ponytail?
Yeah. And they could tie their ponytails together and do a special move. That'd be badass.
It jumps the shark when the witch and Julio team up to
Yeah.
fight a bigger evil.
Oh, I love
Because
it.
Phantasm did that. They leaned into the stranger parts of what their franchise was the more they made, whether you like that or not. By the time they got to the fifth movie,
It made no sense anymore.
they were just like, this is a fucking dream. We're just making dreams right now. And that's kind of how I feel about these movies. I feel like they're like, this is dreamy, like this one especially.
Yeah. I thought it was very grounded.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Grounded. You're grounded. So, Louis, you say, are you going to be back next week for the listener pick or no?
I'm not next week because I'm for my birthday. I'm going to Tulsa to go to a Wilco concert. So
Oh, nice.
Oh.
I love
That sounds lovely.
What you doing?
so you
Get out of the
guys,
house.
you guys can talk about me all you want.
For sure.
We'll talk shit. We'll say he's at his
yeah.
Wilco concert. Wilco.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Louis.
This was yet another fucking good ass time.
Yeah, thank you.
I had nothing to be mad at you about this year.
These were good.
That's 2 years in a row. I think I was pleased last year too. I don't know
Do you
about the year
think
prior.
these kinds of movies have just grown on you more? And if you went back and watched Narcos, Satanicos, that you'd like it
I'd
now?
probably love it.
You'd probably love it now.
Yeah. I'm just trash. I'm in my trash phase is what I'm having right now.
Yeah, I almost feel like there needs to be a better word for
I don't think
this
it's
sort of thing.
trash, like in a bad way.
I don't mind.
As long as you're entertained by a movie, that's all I need from a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay
I love it. I almost want to and I tell Louis, I was telling Amy, you rate on IMDb, they have that 1 through 10 star, and I'm trying to train that algorithm to give me things that I'll like. I'm not rating it as if I'm a real critic, as if I'm really applying anything other than would I watch it again? Would I watch it again? That's 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
If I would revisit a movie at this point, it has to be 7 out of 10.
Because you're 45 now, so
And the stuff I'm giving 7
the
out of
years
10
are ticking
to,
by.
I have to ask myself that objectively a good or bad movie conversation that we have every couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm beginning to think that that might just be the last piece of programming that's going to fall apart in my brain.
Is the algorithm training working?
It is. I'm getting weirder and weirder shit. And I keep going down like rabbit holes, like with random cast people or producers or writers or musicians and finding other things.
I have a movie called Squirm in my queue that I'm pretty excited about watching.
It's Courtney, yeah. Yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah.
She just watched Slugs for the
Just
first
watched
time.
Slugs, so let's watch Squirm.
I believe I bought that Horror Hound with you guys.
Oh, you got Squirm?
He's got Squirm.
Slugs.
Slugs.
You bought some Slugs? Yeah.
Slugs is fun.
It was kind of fun.
Also, there's a connection
Very
to
stupid.
the Galindos, right? The Slugs. Wasn't there a connection we found? I'll find out. You
Don't
do
you
your
dare.
thing.
Okay, Louis, thank you once again.
Thank you.
You're on the.
I
you go ahead. Sorry.
I appreciate all you guys do. I have a great time with you guys.
Do you want to do it again next year?
I hope so.
All right,
Yeah,
let's do
that's
it.
the plan.
Let's pencil it in. Did you get the answer?
It's Juan Piquer Simone directed Slugs, who also he did the Rift. He wrote the story for the Rift.
Oh yeah.
which we got into, but also worked on Pieces.
Oh.
So like
He did Pop Peel. He did Pop People.
I haven't seen that one. Oh wait, is that the one they did on Mystery Science Theater with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's great. I love that movie. Good, he's the best.
All right. Well, if you want to find Louis, Instagram, he's Louis Fowler 778 LOUISFOWLER, or thelostogle.com. You right there, right?
Yes.
They're two words that spell different, mean different things.
and
They
listeners-
sound the same.
Listeners, I wish you could see Louis's hair. It's glorious.
It's really good. It's
Yeah.
like got that great salt and pepper going on. Good body. You know what? It's verging on Captain Pike on
It is very similar.
Strange New Worlds.
This is very similar.
You know?
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
You've had rock star hair almost
He always has.
almost every
He's
time
always
I've
had
seen
it,
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
He wears it at all lengths, people, and it looks good.
thank you
all
very
lengths.
much.
You're all beautiful. All of you to me. But these people I'm about to talk about are way more beautiful. Patreon.com/NOTLP. That's where you go to do the things and get the extras and all that. We say hi to our Beelzebubs at the end of every show. So I'm going to do that now. Alise, I hope you feel better. Alyssa, Branan and Emily, Jeffel, Iona Goodwin,
I want a great one.
Dr. Brian, Old Dirty Bill Stirred.
You struggled with that one.
I know,
for
I
me,
always
yeah.
do. Or Ghostface Billow. We were talking about him earlier. Thank you again, Bill. Bill Farner, Frosted Blakes, Blayne Yogurt, Jordache Jeans, Paul, Jeremy Cassie and Gamora, Ernie, Dave Siebert, Monica, and Dustin.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Yeah, thanks again, Louis. We
Thanks.
love you. We love you.
Bye. We love
Thank
you
you guys so
all.
much.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead. And Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they'd enjoy the movie with their friends. David Kessler walks the streets of London